All right, we're here in Texas cleaning some windows. And if you look, these windows are very, very dirty. And you can see my finger marks there. There's some pretty bad carbon deposits here. Or I don't even know what to call it, but some limescale or buildup, kind of hard water stains that are here entrenched in the glass. So if we just go ahead and try to clean it normally, we'd have to use a lot of steel wool, which is what we do oftentimes. It's kind of fast and efficient in a lot of situations, but you can clean it with a water-fed pole too. And because there's some times where you're not close to the glass like this, and you have to hit second floor windows. And for whatever reason, maybe you just don't want to climb a ladder, or maybe you just can't reach it. Maybe it's over some clay tiles and the customer doesn't want you to get on the roof. And so there's times like that where we can troubleshoot and still clean the hard water stains or calcium deposits without getting nose to glass. And so using water-fed pole, this is what we use. This calcium lime remover, it's not as aggressive as a lot of things. You can also use something like Barkeeper's Friend, or you can use something like an acidic toilet bowl cleaner, of all things, go figure. But this stuff they sell at Home Depot. It's a pretty good price for what you get, and it eats away at any of the grime fairly well. So what we do is we'll kind of go once over. Landry's over there cleaning that window. We'll go once over with the water-fed pole. I like to use the little scrubber, the pad that comes from Window Cleaning Resource. We get it wet and we clear off any of the surface stuff real fast. Don't want to spend too much time doing that. But once that's taken care of, we can go straight to the glass and just fan it over. Now you want to be careful. These fumes can be toxic and you don't want to inhale it. This isn't, again, it's more mild compared to a lot of things. So I've not been in a situation where I necessarily feel I need to wear a mask, but the closer you're getting to it, the more you have to be aware. And this is also gentle enough where if you get it on the frames or anything else, as long as it's not like something metallic that could have a bigger reaction, something like this is pretty straightforward. We're not concerned about these frames. It's just, these are like the cheapest windows you can get. So we go ahead and give it a good coat over it. And then we let it sit for a little while, but we scrub it in without the water. We just let it sit and do its thing for a little while. And now he's on the next step. After that, we go over and we just scrub it real good with the water-fed pole one more time and give it a really good rinse. We still got to go back and make sure everything's good to go. Over here, we clean this window and it's almost dry. You can see the top is nice and sparkly. But every once in a while, you could get a little spot on the side, like right up here. Might not be able to see it, but it's just a little bit cloudy. And that's where these pads still can come a little bit short. But it's hard to get adequate pressure all the way around. And so you just got to go through and double check and make sure things are as spot free as you need it to get. In this situation, we'll probably go back over one more time. That's also why usually we'll defer to using steel wool, because you spray that with soapy water and just scrub steel wool across the whole thing. And that will usually get the things the first try. There can still be a little bit extra residue after that. But in a nutshell, using the Ecolab calcium and rust removal, that is how we clean really, really, really dirty windows using a water-fed pole. The other thing you can do, because it's not always going to be a time saver to use the water-fed pole, but the other thing you can do is you take steel wool, nose to the glass, get it nice and soapy and scrub away. And then, especially if you have a newer employee who's a little less trained with the squeegee, it's hard to mess up with the water-fed pole once you get it down. So you can actually scrub it all, get it nice and soapy and steel wool the whole thing, every speck of glass, and then rinse it off with the water-fed pole.